How you doing, YouTube? Matt Mess of Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of mystery beers, courtesy of Tyler. Thank you very much, homie. It sounds like a mystery beer, doesn't it? Tyler shut off a box of New England area goodness, and there was a couple of mystery beers in there, beautifully ensconced in this wonderful kind of wrapping paper. This one's upside down, so I don't know if this is kind of like the Stranger Things version of mystery beer. I don't know, but I dig it. High-end blue painter's tape, a little bit of festive kind of wrapping. What do you want? What do we have here? Old school double IPA. Might even be American barley wine. I mean, it has that rich kind of copper coin color to it. Half pinky finger, just off white head. Neither rocky nor soapy, no creamy. Somewhere just generic head to it. And, it kind of just looks like a big old school double IPA. It's got a nose. I don't know what that is. You can hear Taco back there freaking out. I don't know what that is. It almost comes off like a subtle, like dry hop cider vibe to me more than anything else. So it might be even like a weird kind of American version of a Belgian. It's probably no. Are we getting into like Oktoberfest Marzen? Is it like a jacked up kind of Oktoberfest Marzen kind of thing going on? A lot of different bits and pieces kind of flown out of this towards me. I don't know. It could be a pumpkin ale, to be honest with you. It has very much fall vibes. So I originally went kind of like, a little bit more kind of malty barley wine, but it's definitely not that high of ABV. So we're kind of dialing it back, getting into that kind of maybe fall, not necessarily pumpkin beer, but kind of harvest ale. Maybe a little bit of wet hop vibes, but there's not much as far as a big hop presence. It's more of, honestly, kind of like a pumpkin beer to me. Weird. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay. You know what this tastes like? I'm not getting a big maple component on this, but it's very much like Lawson's Maple Nipple. It's very much what I'm getting on this. It's like maple nipple vibe. So we're talking about a brown ale. We're talking about a kind of New England born brown ale. I think that's all I have. Yeah, it's not like spicy enough or hoppy enough to be kind of like a hoppy red or a Cascadian beer, or it's not Cascadian dark, obviously. It's not that dark, but I'm looking for some kind of hop presence because I just get mostly hoppy beers from Tyler, and this just comes off as just a big base kind of brown ale to me, but there's something else to it, like a brown sugar component. That's why it kind of made me want to go through the whole maple nipple thing. I don't know. Here's the thing. Let's just kind of step back, try not to be too cool for school, and just talk about the beer itself. That's my problem with mystery beers. I'm trying to get a little bit too ahead of myself. This is somebody's 5.3% brown ale. Or just base ale. It's not a shilling ale. It's not a dark mild. But there's a big kind of big, when I mean big, I mean perceptionally big, kind of brown sugar component to it. So that's why it makes me want to stick with just a base brown ale. 5.3% brown ale. Done. That's all I have. I mean, it could be somebody's kind of version of a gourd beer, like a pumpkin beer, but it's not heavily spiced in that direction. It could be somebody's wet hopped beer, but it's not hoppy or spicy enough. I think it's just somebody's kind of, it could be somebody's dark mild, but I think it comes off more of a kind of English kind of brown ale, kind of a beefed up shilling ale. That's it. That's all I got. We have a date on this? Okay. This is fresh too, so yeah, it's not going to be a hop forward beer. Man, I keep leaning maple nipple. It has Lawson's written all over it. Oh, no, it's another Sam Adams beer. God damn it. Hit me with those Sam Adams jams. I don't know which one it is yet, but I can tell it's one of their kind of brewery-only releases. And we have here Coffee Pale Ale. Man, these Sam Adams beers are really screwing me up. And honestly, it's more me than the beer itself. It's not necessarily like this beer isn't a coffee pale ale, but for some reason, the way they're kind of hitting their notes on these, I'm missing the point. I get the coffee in here. I do. But it comes off more of kind of like a caramelly kind of brown ale to me, more than a pale ale. I can see that. See, I have no problem with what I said because I think it actually makes sense. I get the coffee. I get it. After seeing it, I understand it. But, man, it makes sense. It makes more sense. This beer is more right than I'm right. Let's put it that way. That's a fun beer. I like this. This is really good. What's the ABV on this? 5.5. So not far off ABV-wise. But yeah, man, that coffee component really came off as more of a kind of brown sugar sweet component. So if this is a coffee beer, it's more of like a cream and two sugars kind of coffee, as opposed to kind of a roasty, toasty, kind of dark roast kind of coffee. That's fun, man. These Sam Adams Brewery limited releases are really doing a number on the mystery beers, and I really appreciate it, Tyler, because this is some of the more funner stuff that I've kind of, had mystery beer wise, because more often than not it's a big old hazy or this, that, and the other thing, and these ones are so traditional in their kind of core, but they're so kind of not traditional in the way they're kind of screwing stuff, whether it be the dry hop pale ale or the kind of what was the other one, a rye IPA, or even this coffee pale ale. It's weird enough to where it's throwing me for a loop, but not weird enough for me to kind of dial in exactly on what the beer is. So yeah, more times I'm wrong on these, the more excited I get. So, I mean, I've probably not been in a run of mystery beers this kind of off ever. So, I think that's kind of exciting, to be perfectly honest with you, because it's not so much that their beers don't taste like what they should be. I just think I'm missing. And it just goes to show you how much you have to learn when it comes to beers and flavors and all those kind of things, because really this did not come off as a coffee beer. It's the last thing that would have popped in my head. It came off some more as a brown sugar kind of pale ale with some extra component, and the extra component obviously is a coffee, and I couldn't track that down. That's kind of what it makes mystery beers fun. So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better mystery beers I've had as of late? Yes. Is it one of the better coffee pale ales? I mean, it'd be number one, because I can't remember the last one I had. Is it one of the more awesomer coffee beers, blanketed, that I've had as of late? It wouldn't be Mount Rushmore status, because I'll reserve those from some of the bigger kind of imperial stouts that really showcase a lot of great coffee, or even kind of Belgian stouts that showcase coffee. But as far as a low ABV, non-traditional coffee-based beer, it's pretty good stuff. Value and availability, no idea. Brewery only, so it's probably a little bit pricey, but it is what it is. It's a fun beer, so take that for what it's worth, and leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like, Maple Nipple, if you like brown ales, if you like seasonal fall beers, but you like coffee also, but you like it the cold-pressed, cold coffee component way, which kind of makes sense. Everything's falling. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Because that's how it comes off. It has this kind of cold press thing going on, and cold, chilled kind of iced coffee thing, which I do not drink at all. So if you like those kind of things and you like beer, this will do you proper. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out in the social media stuff. Beer Massive. If you want to check me out in the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little coffee pale ale right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.